Welcome to the EShow, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network.
We checked his pulse. He's alive and well. If you're looking to feel like warm and fuzzy inside, like I'm your guy.
And I'm sure you threw me right under the bus.
Yeah.
You're my dog. Woof.
Yeah, goaltending is the toughest position, I think, in all sports.
I think it's announcing.
Neil's dad's a dentist.
You're still pretty nimble at 43. It's not bad.
If I get called 46 years old one more time, I may leave.
What a great lesson in the alphabet.
Dude, you had like butter in your gloves.
That was a bad sneeze.
Often been imitated, never really duplicated.
We're having a good time.
We're having a good time.
And now, here's your host, the commissioner of the Eastern Hockey League, Neil Ravin.
Welcome back to the EShow Holiday Edition, Jake. We've reached the winter break. A chance for us all to recover a little bit, you know. December showcase every year, I feel like everybody always gets sick. It's just inevitable.
It's 4 years running for me, yeah. The worst was the second year at Newington. I was a wreck. I was really in bad shape. I had no senses, and had to go home. Had to like get my sinuses actually drained. This year, just little sniffles. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Every week we begin with something different on this podcast. And this week is to talk about some of the similarities that you and I have. You know, I know the first thing you're going to say is like, we're both Jewish, right?
Yeah, not our age.
I think we also, I think, have like similar size heads. We have bigger domes, right? Did you try on one of the new hats that we had for sale?
No.
Okay. So when you put on a snapback, how many buttons do you usually go?
Dude, I can't answer that. I never wear hats. I mean,
I know you never
like,
wear a hat, but yes.
Probably 3 deep, three snippies button.
I had it on 3. I'm changing it to 2. The hat does not fit my head. I mean, just look at this.
We have like, oh my god,
it doesn't work for my head. Like this is
no, I don't think it's bad.
Like no,
it's not that bad.
Watch when I go backwards, like it works like that.
Yeah, no, it looks good backwards.
But like to the front, it just doesn't work with that like big panel. But
you look a little like Eminem. When it's on in the front.
Is that a look I'm going for?
I'd probably not. No.
Okay.
He's not cool anymore. He used to be cool. But...
He was really cool back in my like teenage years, right? As you would say.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I know a lot of players were looking at these. They're in my car, so when we're at games here in the second half, find me, and we'll make sure you get one of these. I mean, I guess it's called a 7-panel hat. Did you know?
No.
Like, I guess this big panel is like a 7-panel hat. I don't know. Went through alumni David Raduzzi to get these.
I like them a lot. I like the back of them too.
Yeah,
I think that's like the nice looking part.
I have I think you probably noticed. I have like 4 hats that I rotate through, like total, because there's only so many hats that fit my head.
Yeah, I do. I've never noticed anything about your head. I've never, like, when I think of you, I think like that guy's got a good part. He's got really white teeth, but I never think he's got a big head.
Big dumb.
You know, but everybody saw one thing about me over the showcase. Everybody noticed one thing on my face.
Yeah, listen, I did not realize you were such a big Harry Potter fan. So,
dude, it's not bad now. It's a little swollen, but I've probably heard like 200 times, like, "Oh, what happened to your face?" There was one player who like said like he didn't want to bring it up after somebody else brought it up, and that was Nicky DeGeorge. He was like, "Yeah, I didn't want to ask about it." So good manners, Nicky DeGeorge.
Very polite of him.
Yeah,
and a solid showcase for his team, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So let's start breaking it down and around the EShow.
Let's take a look at what's going on around the EShow.
So we're going to do a little bit of a different style of this one. We're going to break things down, but we're kind of doing like a Christmas style here, Jake. And when we talk about each individual team, we're going to be asking what they want for Christmas, which could be like nothing changes, right?
I thought we were gonna
So,
go
like,
if they were naughty or nice at the showcase.
I I don't think I want to go that far, but like let's start with the team that you just mentioned, the Seahawks, who swept the showcase. And again, like, this is kind of an open-ended, like, what do they want over the holiday break for the holidays? Like, they could want no changes. The Seahawks could want to have a goalie establish themselves as the clear-cut number one. It could be anything, right? But let's start there. In your mind, what's the perfect gift for the Seahawks to receive over the holiday break and come back in 2026 with?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think goaltending is a big question mark for them. Clifford appears to be the number one right now, but I don't know if anybody, has established themselves as like a dominant EHL goaltender. I'd like to see that happen for them. I mean, obviously the showcase was a huge step in the right direction. They were not winning games at the rate that they were early in the season before the showcase. They were a below 500 team in their last 10 going into the showcase. That's not the Seahawks that we were getting used to at the beginning of the year. And we said it was going to happen. And they were going to hit a lull just at the same time their P team did. And their P team goes into the break on a win. Their EHL team goes into the break on 3 straight wins. What they need now is some more wins against those elite teams, right? They've lost now the last 3 straight to the Express. That's not great after beating them in the first meeting. They've lost a couple to the Avalanche. They get the Avalanche a few games into the new year. They need a win over an elite team. They did get one at the showcase against Philly Hockey Club, which I thought was huge for them. Huge for them. And yeah, so I think they need more wins against teams like that going into the new year. That's on their Christmas.
I will say that, and Garrett Bouchard coming back healthy, right? They haven't had him since Halloween, basically, right? I mean, and we were fortunate to have him as part of the college series, but coming out of that, he hasn't played a game since October 30th. And I think credit to them for being able to stabilize in a way to the point where they are still 15-7-3 and tied with the Express for points. Express obviously have 3 games in hand, but a healthy return for him to the lineup would be huge for this team.
Yeah, and they're missing one of their captains, Connor Evans, too. They haven't had him for a while as well. Like, that's a little depleted. I mean, you think about what the Express started without this season, right? Nate Brissett and Adrian Prue.
Yeah.
And they get both those guys back, and now they're on a 12-game point streak. So, I mean, and that's 2 pieces right there. Seahawks are just missing those 2 pieces right now. Like, there's no reason why the same thing can't happen getting those guys back.
For sure. So let's stay in the East, and before we go to the Express, who are, we'll say, in first place. I know they're tied with points, but they have 3 games in hand, right? And the betting guys that we are would think that they would get one of those 6 points right now to have the slight advantage. For the Bandits, I am going to go to the goalie side of here again because they lose Nicholas Gould, which, by the way, the interview where all the sticks were around him was incredible.
That picture Mia got of every yes, that's exactly what I said to them. I was like, this is what it's all about. Like, the whole locker room emptied when like he was walking out. It was the greatest thing. And the picture Mia got of the whole team behind him, it's like the Last Supper, man. So good.
And like, I'm sure it's bittersweet for them because you could make the case that they played differently in front of him. Like, that's a fact. But this is why we're here, is to go play college hockey, and he can go do it right now. So it's bittersweet in that regard, but I think at the same time, like, in a couple weeks here, we're going to be talking about him picking up his first win in college. I fully anticipate it.
Absolutely. I mean, he was great. I mean, he got 2 of those wins. They got the huge upset win over the New Jersey 87s, opened the showcase with against PLF. Am I correct in that? Or no, against Nor'easter, they lost 2-1 to PLF.
Yes.
Like, they only lost their game by a goal. Like, they had a great showcase for the Bridgewater Bandits. Got some traction underneath you. And I remember what they did the first year, right? They had that rough start, that rough 2023 portion of the year. And then if they were winning at the rate that they were in 2024, they would have been a playoff team all throughout the year. So I mean, who knows what they can do in the new year. Hopefully things are continuing to head in the right direction for them.
Yeah. I think for me, what the best case scenario for them is obviously when you combine the North and East together, there's going to be 6 teams. So 1 and 2 will get a bye. So whoever wins the East, whoever wins the North, those are your 1 and 2. Which right now, if the season ended today, the Avalanche would be the 1, and then whoever won the East would be the 2. You combine the other 4 teams, and it's 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. And for the Bandits, it's peak at the right time here in mid-March, mid to late March, I guess I should say, and be a hard out for whoever you face, right?
Yeah, I mean, they always play well at that last showcase. The last 2 years, they've gone 2-1 at that showcase. Like they usually are pressing the right buttons in March. They've just had a little bit of the too little too late situation the past 2 years, but now it's not. They don't have to deal with that. They just need to go in hot.
For sure. And the Avalanche, I'm not saying they've already clinched the North Division by any means, but they do have an 8-point lead, right, with a game in hand over the Wizards. So you could call it a 4.5 game lead. So say they win the North. For the Bandits, prepare yourself to face really anybody but Valley, most likely, right? So you could get Express, Seahawks, or Wizards, and just be a tough out for one of those teams. We've seen it. These are 3-game series. Anything can happen.
And Valley's in the same position, a similar position as Bridgewater, a couple more points, but they've seen the Avalanche a couple times in the playoffs in my time in this league, and they drew them to 3, defeating them in game 1 of the years, right? Like you never know what can happen in these situations.
For sure. I'll kick off the Express, okay? I just want bubble wrap for Ville Bodin just for the rest of the season. Whenever he's not on the ice, just bubble wrap, because this is getting kind of crazy what he's doing. I mean, if he can, maintain perfect health and be on the ice for every game, like he's gonna smash the goals record. He's at 29 goals. Forget if he's playing more games than Colin Bella did in the 21-22 season. 47 goals. He may beat that before we even get to the showcase.
Yeah, I remember we were talking, him and Lucas Toth, saying whether he would hit 30 by the end of the showcase, and he's at 29. It's unbelievable. It's a gift and a curse for the Express, because it's like, God forbid anything happens, like where does your offense go?
Yeah.
Because it's like a third of the scoring is Ville Bodin, and like he's establishing himself as potentially the best player in the EHL right now.
Yeah, like and in our history too. I mean, there's only so many times when you go through the entire month and he scored a goal in every game of the month. So
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I think we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves when we say that he's probably the forward of the month for.
I was just thinking
December.
that. Look at us.
But he hasn't been held off the score sheet since October 30th. Like that's kind of silly at this point, right? And he's only been held off the score sheet twice.
To Nate Brissett too. I mean, like it wouldn't be possible without him.
I agree.
It's like Backstrom and Ovi right there.
So I think with 29 goals in 22 games, the 47 goal mark from Colin Bella is very, very attainable. The 97 points from Alex Lakoff, he's technically, doing the math on the podcast, right behind that pace. So could he go even further in the second half? Maybe. But that would be, if he could break both in the same year, that would be pretty incredible. I will say this, the assist record is probably intact because he's more of the goal scorer than the assist guy. Still has plenty of assists, right?
Yeah, no, 50 assists is no joke, yeah.
No, but he's almost double that in goals.
Yeah.
So I had to mention that with Ville. I guess I'll double down too. If I'm the Express, I want Lucas Toth to also maintain this level of consistency that he had through December into the second half. I mean, if there's anyone that didn't want the break to come, it was him.
Yeah, I think it's just as important as Ville scoring, to be honest with you. Because the Express have not gone this season without Ville Bodin scoring, but they started the season without Lucas Toth being quite like Lucas Toth wanted to be. And now both things are going at the same time. And there's a reason why they've won 11 of 12.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that. We go to the North Division next, and quietly a team, I think we'll start, with a team that's in third place here, the Valley Junior Warriors. I think they're playing better than the record shows. I mean, obviously, they're still 8 games below 500, but they pushed Rhode Island in their now 18-game winning streak right to the edge in the second day of the showcase.
Me and one of our interns, Matthew Fortan, former player in the league, we were watching that game and we were like, Valley is going to be the team that does this. I was convinced of that. They were going, man. They had an unbelievable first half. Like, I was talking to the Rhode Island staff after that, and like, we did not deserve that one. And it's like, I mean, when I talked to Drew Dearborn about the postgame, he said, good teams find ways to win. We hear that all the time. And Rhode Island's an elite team in this league, and they beat Philly Hockey Club, right? I mean, they beat that New Hampshire Avalanche. Another, like, these are top tier teams, right? This was their weekend to prove it, and they did. But for Valley to put up the performance that they did, to get a shutout win the game before that, to get a comeback win the game after that, like, this was a huge step forward for Valley, and hopefully some much needed confidence for that group going into the new year.
And what is it going into that new year? Use I guess you're calling it a moral victory as momentum? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of home games right after break, and the first four are Wizards Express, Seahawks, Wizards. If you go 2-2, that's huge, I think, for Valley right now. Like, listen, they're below 500 team, right? If you go 500 against top tier teams, you're in good shape. They need at least one of those wins. Wins.
Yeah, and it was good for them to sandwich that Rhode Island loss with 2 wins in the showcase, right? Shutting out Alpacor and beating the Huntsmen. So they're heading into the break with the right momentum to come out on the other side. And can they close the gap to earn themselves a home series in the first round of the EHL playoffs? I never say never, but stay ahead of the Bandits.
Song. Great Justin Bieber song.
Stay ahead of the Bandits and be a tough out for whoever you get, which could be Wizards. Segue to them. You are such a fan, and I respect it. I just can't get my finger on this team.
I'm retiring saying that I'm on the Wiz wagon. Like, in spirit, I still am, but I think they've won 1 game since I said that. So I don't think I could do this in good faith anymore. Yeah, they went 1-3 since I've proclaimed myself 1-2-1 since I've proclaimed myself on the Wiz wagon. So you still have me. I'm just gonna be a silent partner from now.
Is it better when you are quiet?
I mean, my mom seems to think so, but I don't know if the league does.
Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want Jake to be off the Wiz wagon, so when they start. When that happens, they'll start playing better again.
Yeah, so for now, I'm going to be a silent Wiz wagon member. It's not, yeah.
Fair enough. Sticking with the goaltending, I mean, I think right now if they had a playoff game, they're going Mark Quinn in game 1. I mean, I got to watch most of the second half into overtime in the shootout against PHC, and I mean, he did everything he could to get them 2 points in that game.
Diving save, getting back into the net was amazing. I mean, I think that was the best game of the showcase. That was my...
I think one of my favorite parts about Corey is, like, a lot of guys would be frustrated only getting 1 point, and, like, you expend all that energy in that game. And he texted me that night and goes, I hope your video guys got that diving save by Quinn in overtime. I was like, yeah, we got it, Corey.
Well,
okay, are you gonna post
if there ever was a coach who gets it, I don't think any coach gets it in this league more than Corey Felitti.
Yes. Do you want to do a little plaque for him? Like, coach that gets it award?
Coach that gets it the most. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Wrap it up in the Northeast with the Avalanche, who lose in overtime to Rhode Island. To address the elephant in the room, because it was posted everywhere and talked about everywhere, they do still get the point.
Yes, yeah.
I just love
the buzz around the league that caused, because, like, the league cared about that game a lot because I think a lot of the league was wondering what we were wondering, and that's how for real HC Rhode Island is. And I think it was a completely
100%.
fair question going in. And the amount of like players in the league that asked me like, who do you think's going to win this game? Who do you think's going to win this game? And I thought the Avs. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. HC Rhode Island. I never thought they weren't for real, but I was like, this train stops here. Yeah. I was so wrong. I couldn't be more wrong.
And like I get it. It ends in kind of a anticlimactic way, right? But like it's that or go to a 12-round shootout with PHC when you never know who's gonna win, right? So
no, absolutely. And listen, like, you're down 1-0, you're down 2-1, you get great goaltending, like you fight back to win it. Like you did what you needed to do. They got outshot. They may have gotten outplayed, especially in the first half, but they showed that they are an elite team that knows what it takes to win and can find. Like, listen, they haven't faced that much adversity, and they faced adversity in that game. They had 6 penalties called against them. Avs had 6 power plays. Like, that was a game that showed that they could deal with that kind of thing, and that, you know, we probably will see them in a Final Four situation this year.
Yep. In the NCAA rulebook, which we play NCAA rules, it says that if the game goes to overtime, you get the point. Jake, you answered a million questions about your scar, right? I had to answer this question again and again and again because it doesn't say specifically you lose the point in the NCAA rulebook, right? So it's not like it's against the rules. It doesn't say you lose the point. We reached out to the editor of the NCAA rulebook, and he's like, yeah, you get the point. In the NHL, if you do it, you lose the point. Minnesota did it a few years ago, and the players on the ice had no idea. But their coach was trying to push for that second point for like a playoff push, right? And look, it's a big risk because if you capitalize on it, then you're a genius. Like you had the man advantage, you took advantage of that. But the second you turn the puck over, like it's over. So
yeah, and you know that risk, and Coach Torella knows that risk, but he bets on his guys. I mean, his guys are probably the most, naturally talented bunch maybe this league has to offer. So why not bet on them? I think it sends the right message for Coach Torella, and I don't expect him to change. And listen, like I think it adds something, right? Like it's different, it's fun. Like the league likes it. Like the players like it. They're like, oh my god, did he just do that? Like it's just good altogether from Coach Torella.
If they face each other in Providence and it goes to overtime, I promise the world he won't do that. All right.
Maybe he should. Last year's overtime wasn't too kind to the Hampshire Avalanche.
Coming out of the holiday break, I will say I did notice some secondary scoring from them at this showcase. I think if they can maintain that and not lean heavily on that top line the whole way down the stretch.
Yeah.
Forget whether you're regular season champs or not, but the Avalanche have always gone to the Frozen Finals.
Yeah.
That would help get them back there again.
Well, honestly, probably their best player of the showcase is P.D. Silverman. He's not part of that trio. I know Rogers was fantastic. Gavin Burnson was great. It was a good showcase for the Avalanche for sure.
Switching to the Central and Rhode Island.
Yes.
So they're talking more about the streak now, right? I think when it was single digits, 10, 11 wins, it was like, all right, we got something going here. But they talked about it every win during the showcase.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's like folklore now, man. Like this is huge.
So it's like, you obviously want it to continue, and you'd love to win 13 more in a row and break the record. But at the same time,
they'd probably like to win 24 more in a row, Neil, to be honest with you.
Well, I guess that's the question, though. At some point, when does a loss just help? Feel something different, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because I thought it was going to happen here. I did. I was wrong. If you're on HC Rhode Island, you can call me a big dumb doo-doo idiot. You can. I was a big dumb doo-doo idiot, and you're 100% right to feel that way, Hockey Club Rhode Island. Like, now I don't know. It's going to happen against, I think, a team in their own division, I feel like.
Yeah. Did you see the showcase schedule I gave them in March?
No. Let me scroll down.
Express, Seahawks, and Wizards.
Yeah. Running the old school East Gauntlet. Yeah, but look at this one, man. Like, you face the best team in the South and the best team in the North.
Yeah. So I've put you on this spot before, right? You just say win or loss, okay? And we're gonna determine in your mind when this thing continues.
I got it.
Okay. So we're at 18. They come back. Apple Core.
Dub.
Apple Core again.
Dub.
Okay, that's 20. Nor'easter on the 15th.
L.
It's going to get to 20 and it's done.
Overtime.
Okay. All right.
That's my prediction.
Thursday, January 15th for everyone.
Yeah. The Nor'easter, we're going to get to them, I assume, but they're feeling themselves right
now. So then for Rhode Island, is it to return from break? I guess I'll go first here. When they came back from Thanksgiving break, there was a little rust. I know that they kept the streak going, but in their first few games back in December, it wasn't high-flying offensive Rhode Island that it was leading up to it. You know, a 3-1 win on December 10th, and then a 4-2 win on December 12th, where they had to really grind in those two games. They were behind in both of them, actually, I think. So I guess for me, it's come back from this break without the same rust.
Yeah, I don't know what they have left to prove after this last week. Like, for me, it's just like, yeah, all eyes are on the postseason now for HC Rhode Island. They could do whatever they want between January and April or March, what's the exact date? We start playoffs after the 22nd, right? That was like the one regular.
I think it's the 24th or 25th.
Yeah, okay. So, they could do whatever they want in between then. They're still going to win a lot of games. But it's like you did what you had to do. You've done it all by, the new year. Good job, HCRI. Now win a championship.
Fair enough. Now we go to the Central, or the rest of the Central, that I think, we need to learn a lot about these three teams, okay? So we'll start with the Capitals, right? What do they need to go into holiday break and come out with? Obviously, a difficult showcase for them. They were in all the games that they played.
Yeah.
But they get swept at the showcase.
Yeah, I mean they knocked off the Seahawks before, right? I thought that was one of their biggest wins of the season for them. They needed that. I mean, they beat the 87s at the opening showcase, right? They have shown these flashes that they're capable of doing it against the elite teams in the league. They obviously could very well use a win against HC Rhode Island. I think that would be very cathartic for them.
Yep.
I mean, they play the Seahawks again. Why not get back to beating them? Connor Nicholson will be healthy after break. He was sick for the showcase, which obviously, did more damage, right? Like, he's the best goaltender maybe in this league. So for Providence, it's just like, figure out who you are. They're such a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team right now. You just never know what you're going to get out of them.
Yeah. I'll go with what you just said, though. A win over Rhode Island would be huge.
Yeah, 100%.
Is your tree moving, by the way, behind you?
The top guy. Yeah, a little Mickey Mouse up there. Yeah.
It's moving, right?
Yeah, he's like holding a lantern and he shows it, and he goes across the room. Yeah. Got some Jewish stuff right here. Yeah. Yeah, not bad.
I just saw the motion and it caught my attention.
Yeah, this is life on the island, baby.
To the Nor'easter, who ended up playing 4 games at this showcase. They won 3 of them.
Yeah, man.
Is the break coming at a bad time?
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is good for them. Like if I'm the Nor'easter right now, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling like I could take that number 2 spot in the division, no problem. I can, that is a huge thing for them. And I think they're in a similar situation. Get that win over HC Rhode Island. That would be a huge confidence boost, right? I think the East Coast Wizards was their win. Like, that's the best record team that they've beaten this season. And you felt it after. They were celebrating, chirped them a little bit. I was like, I didn't know the championship was in December. They were celebrating like that much. And I was like, that's weird. What trophy did they just win? But I think it was huge for them. They did it without one of their better defenders in Dylan Danis, who we're wishing the best for, obviously, after that scary injury. And, they wore his jersey in the interview. I think there was, an aura about the Connecticut Nor'easter after that first game. And then the Wizards game to come back and, you got a couple friendlies from the goaltender maybe, but, that's such a huge confidence boost. Now go into the new year, beat the best team in your division like I'm predicting right now. And continue on and just continue with this momentum right now. They're getting good goal scoring, right? Samuel Strand, Josh Hauger, they kind of drive the bus for that team. But Briggs Beam, a more recent addition, has been great. And Andrew Libby had a great showcase. Newton has largely been the starter. I think Libby has raised some question marks over the showcase just about what he is on that team now. I think he was the better goaltender over the showcase for sure, getting that win over the Wizards. So I think there's a lot of rightful buzz around what the Nor'easter can do in the new year.
Yeah, I like that. I'll back a lot of that. Segue over to Applecore, who are going to try and end this Rhode Island win streak before it gets the Nor'easter. I guess if you were on the Wiz wagon, I've been on the Applecore train.
I'm done.
I was in the orchard. I'm not ready to give up yet, Jake.
No, absolutely not. No, that Express game was very encouraging. But, again, this is something I was talking to, Matthew 410 about, one of our interns who played in this league. He knows what it takes to win in this league. He was on a first place in the South team. I don't know if they have that, killer winning instinct right now. And the same goes for Valley, right? I look at them as such similar teams, right? Valley has that lead over a top team in HC Rhode Island. Maybe a team that has a few more wins under their belt this season closes that out and ends that win streak right there.
Yeah.
They are up 4-3 with 4 minutes left over the Express Hockey Club, the best team in the East right now. Maybe a team with a few more wins under their belt closes that out. Right? I think they need to develop that, and they're right there. How many times did they tie up the game against the Nor'easter? 5 times they did that. Right? Follow up on that. And it's the same thing against the Express. They had a couple different leads in that game. Follow up on that. They have to develop that because they're right there. And the same goes for that.
Yeah. And I would use that Express game as you get shut out in game 1. You have the game that you just mentioned in game 2 where you come back to tie it 5 times and still lose. But then you still have every chance to, I guess you could say, roll over in the last game and just be like, this showcase didn't go the way we wanted it to. But they still fight back and they earn a point in overtime. And it's the second time they've pushed that Express team to
absolutely
overtime. So use that as some momentum here.
Listen, they have amongst the best high-end scoring in the EHL. 100%. With that duo up top, you will be hard-pressed to find a team, except maybe the team that they played last with Brissett and Bodin, to find a better 1-2 punch than those two. With those guys driving the bus, you get some good goaltending, get some good defending, right? I think it's just that winning mentality that they're lacking right now, and I hope they can get there.
Yeah, and challenge Rhode Island. And I'll never forget Rhode Island's original tweet when the regional finals were announced. We heard Wilkes-Barre is nice in the spring, right? I'll never forget that, right? Make it tougher on them. Make it tougher on them. So, to the South we go, and we're going to start with the team that's currently listed in 3rd place, because he listens to every word that we say on this podcast, and he pays attention to every power rankings graphic that we ever post. And I know he's technically in 3rd place right now, but I already used the games in hand reference earlier, and he has the games in hand. But I will say this, when it comes to Philly Hockey Club and it comes to showcase games, right? First showcase and this showcase, they are a must-see team because it's always entertaining.
I was 1 point off from saying that they would be the first team in the South come the new year.
Yeah.
I was right there, man. Like,
but you flip around the shootout against Rhode Island,
yeah.
which went 12 rounds, and they're there.
Listen, to me, they're the best team in that division. I think like if you're an objective observer, you really feel that way right now. They have the last 2 wins in the Jersey 87s. And I mean, the 87s are dealing with what they're dealing with. We'll get to that, obviously. But to say they're must-see hockey, they are the most fun team to watch in the league. They have like that Seahawks of last year's second half energy where it's like all things are going well. They have like such high character human beings in that organization too. Like, it's just so much fun to watch. I mean, they can go 1-1-1 at a showcase and come out looking like one of the best teams. That's a fact.
The Wizards game that they won was a 0-0 hockey game, and they scored the first goal while down 5-on-3.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Hunter, I mean, what a great pickup Hunter Lee is mid-season. And then, I mean, you have what you have up front. Liam Kanzler's fantastic. Jaden Jones is obviously one of the best players this league has to offer. Dennis Mallieu's great. Like, and when I was talking with Coach Bartz about that Wizards game specifically, is he believes like those two teams are so similar in that they just do it by committee. Right, you look at the depth, it's not like some of the other teams that are having success in this league where it's really heavy at the top. Like, there's nobody running away on either team in the stat line. And I hope that serves both of those teams well down the stretch because they're two teams that are just so easy to root for, those two guys.
Yeah. And I would say, if there was a player that was cooler, meaning like cold at the showcase, it was David Cook, right? I mean, if they can get him going too with the rest, I mean, this is a team that I think could go on a run of sorts in the second half and kind of separate themselves in that division.
And look at the way their goalies are playing, right? Like Luc Beauparlant was fantastic, right? I interviewed him after the 87s game before the showcase. And you have Carson Fowler in the first game of the showcase. Rossi was great. I think he played the Seahawks game, and he was fantastic.
Yeah,
like that. They are
all three got a game.
Yeah, they rolled all three. Yeah, exactly. Like they do it by committee again.
So the 87s who leave the showcase with just one win, but a great win in that against the Express, and I'll let you talk about that goal in a second because I know you love him. But obviously the Captain Obvious Christmas break wish for them is a healthy Alex Haar and Ivan Culligan. Because to come up to the showcase and still at least get one win without those two guys, they were also missing Anthony Logerato, like
Leonard Steiger.
And yeah, you came to the showcase kind of with tempered expectations, I guess you could say.
I think so, yeah.
But the goal, and the overtime goal, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, also Pulisic and Timko. They don't have either of those guys either. Like, they were depleted. Like, we had a Mitch Banger flu game a la Michael Jordan against the Express Hockey Club, capped off by Troy Mulholland for the second time against the same goaltender, scoring that exact goal. We saw it at the crossover series. Now here in overtime. I mean, 3-on-3, Troy Mulholland, like that just change of speed there. That was gorgeous. And then to beat him in the same spot I think it hit his helmet and shoulder too. Like, there are very few people, especially defenders in the league, that can do the things Troy Mulholland does. But yeah, I think they did go in with tempered expectations. Like, even that New Jersey Bears game where they lost 2-0 right before the showcase, like they went in and they were like, yeah, this could be a rough one. And then you're adding travel to it, being in a hotel. Like, it's nothing about what the 87s had to do is easy. So just get healthy, right? I mean, we know how good you guys are. We know that we know Coach Kieran's going to press the right buttons. We know you have what you have. We have a very deep lineup. You have probably, two of the most skilled players in the league up top. There's nothing to worry about if you're the New Jersey 87s.
I love how when we talk about the Express, when they score, we always have to look to see if it was Ville, right? When Troy scores, it's like, I know to go watch the goal because it was probably something sick.
Yeah, it was nasty. Troy's so good.
I know he doesn't score like a muffin 5-hole goal, Like it's all
No,
like
it's not like a
legit.
seeing eye shot from the blue line gets through. It's something like you're gonna be like, I hope this made the Instagram.
Exactly. To the Bears we go, who had an up and down showcase, right? Started well, didn't end as well. Actually played a game after the showcase and got one more win. Can they use that victory as like we went to Connecticut, we only picked up one, but we still enter the break with another win, and we're tied. I know they have the most games played, but how can they tell themselves that like we have a chance to win this division just like everybody else?
I mean, yeah. Listen, like they can get on a heater and do it. Do I know? Do I predict that happening? I think it's Philly Hockey Club's race to lose right now with the games in hand.
Yeah.
For the Bears, it's like, you open up the scoring against the Express, you tie them up within a matter of a minute at the crossover series when you're down 2-0. Like if I'm the Bears, I look right to the crossover series. Like I'm pissed about these losses against those two teams, and I'm gonna be in my own barn for the next two. Like I really am looking. If I'm making a Christmas list, checking it twice, right, sending it to the North Pole, like hoping FedEx gets it there on time. I'm asking for 4 points at the crossover series if I'm the New Jersey Bears.
They have to be excited that they're hosting those two games, or I should say.
I hope so. I really hope. Yeah, I mean, like I love the Bears. Like they're another team that's like very easy to root for, but they haven't shown what they showed the first 2 years, and I've been saying this, and like I want them to, but they haven't yet.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe it's not the early New Jersey Bears this time. Maybe it will be the new year. Right? Like we don't know that. It could be. It could be the opposite. Right? No, they have the talent to do it.
They've hinted at a third jersey coming.
I would like that. I hope they.
In time for the crossover series. So
yeah, very excited to spend some time in the booth with Patrick Milam. That guy's cool.
Yes,
the Bears broadcast.
I'm hoping though that if that third jersey does arrive, it gives them a little juice.
Yeah,
into the second.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, to the Little Flyers, who probably feel like I could put an X next to their name as like locked into the fourth seed. Like, and that's not like a shot by any means, but like based off the gap that they have between them and the top three, and the gap that they have between them and the Huntsmen, like if you look at any playoff position in the league, minus Rhode Island and their 19-point lead in the Central, it feels like the Little Flyers are kind of like locked in, stuck in that number 4 spot. But if they play like they did in the 2 showcase games, they're going to be a tough out.
They were number 4 in the division one of the years that they made the Frozen Finals, right? In the past few years, I'm pretty sure.
That was the Ronnie Petrucci year, I'm pretty sure.
There you go. Like I think it's just, don't worry about where you end up in the standings, right? You're one of the best coach teams in the league. You have one of the best goaltenders in the league. Just continue to get better. They had a solid showcase. They had, a couple solid showings, in my opinion. They were right there for the Seahawks game. Seahawks had 2 empty netters. They got, it was a rough one. The Seahawks response goal that made it 3-2 or whatever, 3-1, whatever it was. So I just think, knock off some of the more elite teams in your division a few times, build up some confidence going into the postseason, and do what you guys always do in the second half. Just continue to get better.
Yeah, and get healthier too, right? Because they're a little banged up as well, and they could use some of the guys that they have out right now. Wrap it up with the Huntsmen, who again they could turn their fortunes around in their second 25 and make a run to catch the Little Flyers. And I know the new streak that they're on since their last win, but look at some of the scores here heading into the break: a 3-1 loss, a 2-1 loss, a 5-2 loss. Obviously, they're not coming out on top, but they're making some more noise, and it feels like they're turning the corner here.
Yeah, and they were again ahead in the game against Valley Junior Warriors, and there was an empty netter in that one too. It's like, I think it's hard for these teams. I think you look at a very like successful team that wins a lot of games. Like when they're trailing, it's uncharted territory. It could be difficult for them. With these teams that are on the other end of it, like when they get the lead, like it's hard. I think it's because you want to play, you want to protect the lead, you want to win a game, and you change things up and you start, you park the bus a little too early. Like I think that's what you see out of these teams.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's kind of our trip around the EHL. We'll spend more time with the EHLP and hopefully a big announcement for the EHLP on next week's episode. But we'll also talk about this next week too, but we have to highlight the Fantasy Challenge and crown a December champion. And you could say there was a little controversy, Jake, because we had to go to a tiebreaker. So We'll start breaking that down now with the EShow Fantasy Challenge.
Now it's time for the EShow Fantasy Challenge. Follow along on the EHL app.
So I mentioned a tiebreaker, and just so the world can see it, I am going to share my screen so everybody can acknowledge, what we had to do here to determine a champion. I think I've showed you this before, Jake. The kind of like the back end here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The stats in. Okay. So we had two guys at the top who picked the exact same three players. Ville Bodin, Mark Trishler, and Lucas Toth, right? That was Mark Trishler himself.
So. Dude,
What?
hold on. 6 and 7 are tied with 67 points.
I didn't know that you were going to go there, but I should have assumed that you were going to go there.
That's crazy, bro.
But Viktor Tichonov and Mark Trishler both tied. So it goes to the tiebreaker. So when you're entering your picks each month, and we tell you to predict how many goals you're going to score, or how many saves your goalie's going to have, right? Victor gets the edge because he predicted 12 goals. There were 11, so he's off by 1. Mark predicted 15 goals. There were 11. He's off by 4.
Ville and himself let him down.
He could say they himself let him down, right? But, or maybe it was some of Ville's assists. We mentioned how he has almost 2 times as many goals as assists, but he could have helped if he had scored a few more goals, right? So if you end up tied because you picked the same 3 Express players, that's what happened. But for the second straight month, Jake, we have a Bazile in the top 5. How does that make you feel?
It's fine. We're both losers, dude. We didn't win. But, this is kind of awakening me that I should probably do some real predictions for my goals and saves, because I do 67 and 69 every month.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I'm like, it's never going to come to that. And it literally came to that.
I hope that you get stuck in a tiebreaker once and you lose because of it then. Listen.
I tried to do 69 and 420 last year, but it doesn't let you go past the 400.
We do have to acknowledge Eric Doyle, though, for finishing as the highest staff member.
There you go.
He was very proud of that when he texted us last night.
Yeah, good for Doyle.
Yeah.
A win for Doyle is a win for the league.
Well, and I think that how far he's come since his 63rd place in the opening month is great to see.
I didn't do so hot, I don't think.
No, I started well too, but I drifted back to 12th.
32.
So it's
The Alex Hart illness did me no favors.
And same with Connor Nicholson. You were just
oh my god, yeah.
This month. So
dude, Mark was the only one left standing. Even the GM got sick. Mark's the only healthy one.
So, for those that are already gearing up for January, obviously a full slate coming up. There's 3 months left: January, February, and March, to go with the 3 winners that we have so far, and then we're gonna have 2 at-large bids to highlight as well. So we're gonna update the fantasy page here on the website as January gets closer, so that you can see the January standings and the year-to-date standings, because I don't know how to do all that math while we're on the podcast here, Jake. But obviously, there are some people who have had very consistent months, but they haven't won. and should just keep pushing because they can get one of those at large, which is going to be huge for the postseason.
I do have a question for you right now, Neil. Is it snowing in New Hampshire right now?
No, but it's
We're
probably
getting-
coming my way.
We're getting some good snow on the island right now. I love it. And Islanders play tonight. LGI going to defeat Jack Hughes. Hanukkah's over, so Jack Hughes, sorry, buddy. Let's go, Islanders.
Can you do me a favor and walk outside in the snow and just get one snowflake to land just in the middle of your face?
Why is something there?
No, I think it would help heal, right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we see in like movies, it just like
it just
takes up
closes.
this like crazy power. So,
Dude, when I was getting the stitches removed, the lady at the urgent care was like, "Ugh, that's a bad spot for a scar." I was like, "Thanks, ma'am."
I don't know if
Makes
they're
me
supposed to
feel
say that to
better.
you.
No, she was like, "Oh, that's a bad spot. Wow, you could have wanted that anywhere else." I was like, "I guess so."
Too funny. So we don't have much to go to for with a what to watch for segment here, but we do have another podcast next week. We have some new and exciting stuff planned for that because obviously we're in this little bit of a lull right now with no games. So get ready for that podcast next week, and then the week after we'll be talking a full slate of games in January. So hope everyone gets a chance to enjoy the holiday break here and get some much needed time off and rest. And
what's on your
recovery
Christmas
from
list?
I wouldn't mind the snow. The kids have enjoyed sledding in the front yard. Brady loves it.
Good,
Brady
yeah.
loves it.
Brady's cool.
Yeah.
Chase
so
the jury's
I wouldn't-
still out. That guy doesn't like me very much, but Brady
he
and I.
always gives you, he always gives you that side eye when you go for the high five. He just looks at you like, yeah. I feel bad. I'm sorry, but
It's all right. You only raised him.
Chase is just more of that like stay-at-home defensive defenseman where he's sizing you up, and Brady's that forward that goes into the corner. He's like, I'm going to come out with this puck, and you're not.
And they're both useful in their own ways, right? You can't win a championship without either.
Yeah, not as long as neither one's a goalie, we're good. So
There you go.
and enjoy the Islanders tonight.
Thank you, LGI. 7 to 10 days no contact, but I'm coming back soon enough. Back to the knee hockey room.
We'll talk to everyone next week.
Thanks for listening to the EShow, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. Learn more about us at easternhockeyleague.org and follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. Also, be sure to subscribe and get notified when our next podcast episode is released.